Hey everybody, and welcome back to another lecture with Coding with Roby. And in today's lecture, we're going to be going over one-to-many relationships. So what does one-to-many really mean when talking about SQL tables? Well, when it comes to our application, this means a single user can have multiple to-dos. However, a to-do cannot have multiple users. Therefore, if you are a user, you can have one to-do to take out the garbage, one to-do to get a haircut, one to-do to take a shower, and one to-do to take out the garbage. Just like that, you are one user who has multiple to-dos. Now in our application, we can have multiple users, each with a bunch of to-dos for themselves. So one-to-many does not mean there can only be one user, period. It means that there can be multiple users, and each user has a group of to-dos. To just take a step back, I want to show you that there are two separate tables going on here within our database. One of the tables is dealing with users, which includes having an ID as a primary key, and email, username, first name, last name, hashed password, and is active. The other table is the to-dos, which includes an ID, primary key, a title description, priority, and complete. However, in this setup, how do we connect a single user to many different to-do records? Well, we'll have to modify our to-dos table just a little bit. To do this, we need to add some additional field to the column of our to-dos table. This new field will be called owner. As we can see, the owner has an FK in parentheses, and this means foreign key. We have a video explaining what foreign keys are, but to keep it simple, it holds the primary key of the user record, so we can locate that specific to-do by the user ID field. If we go back to our two tables, the one with the user and the one for the to-dos, we can see that we need to add a new column to the end of our to-dos to now include a foreign key. This will make the to-dos now have an ID as a primary key, a title, description, priority, and complete, with a new field, which is a new column, that is the foreign key called owner. Let's bring back our 6 records of our to-do data we had in our application, along with the 2 records of our new users, which we'll be creating in a future video. Here we can see that we have 2 users. The first one having the ID of 1, email is Coding with Roby, first name is Eric, last name is Roby, the hashed password is a long sequence of scrambled letters and numbers, and is active is true. Our second user is just going to be an example user, so it's going to have a whole bunch of fake data just so we can have multiple users. But now let's take a look at the owner column on the to-dos table. They now have different 1s and 2s labeled throughout all the records. This is the foreign key doing its thing. The foreign key for the to-dos is listing back to the user. So we know all to-dos with a foreign key of 1 belong to Coding with Roby, while all foreign keys that have an ID of 2 relate back to our example user. Pretty cool, right? Alright, well, this wraps up this lecture, and I will see you in the next video.